The city of Rome is Catholicism's capital, home to the Vatican and the Holy See. But it is also a safe harbour for another Catholic priest accused of child sex abuse in Australia. He is Father Julian Fox and still works as a priest in this sprawling Roman headquarters of the Salesians of Don Bosco, a religious order dedicated to charity towards the young.
Is it your assessment that he's being protected by the Vatican?
I won't comment.
There are a lot of things we don't know.
Sydney University law professor Patrick Parkinson has twice reviewed and updated the protocols of the Catholic Church's Towards Healing process for dealing with sexual abuse. He's also very critical of the Salesians and the order's handling of abuse allegations against priests like Julian Fox.
At the time that the allegations were first made, as I understand it, he was overseas. And in my view, given that there was an active police involvement at the time, he should have been ordered to return to Australia to submit to a police investigation and to face his accusers.
If he hadn't been raped, hopefully he would never have gone on heroin, which caused his death.
Margaret Quilligan's son, Luke, was a student of Rupertswood Salesian College in Sunbury, Victoria in the 1970s, when it was a boarding school. It's here he claimed he was raped by Father Fox, who would become a leader of the Salesians in Australia before moving to Rome.
The first time he got sent to Father Fox, he went to his office and Father Fox told him to pull down his pants and his underpants and to bend over a desk. And he thought he was going to get the strap or the cane on his bare backside. But instead of that, he got a penis right up his backside. And after that, he knew that every time he went to Father Fox, that that's what was going to happen to him. But he never told us.
Julian Fox has always denied raping young Luke Quilligan. But through its Towards Healing process, the Church settled with Luke anyway in 2000. It gave him, a known heroin addict, $36,000. He went on a drug binge and eventually died of liver failure in 2005.
He told me that he and his wife went off and had the most marvellous heroin holiday, and when the money ran out, so did she. Now, Fox to this day is in Rome. He won't come back because he knows he'd be picked up by the police. Why hasn't he been defrocked? At the very least.
Julian Fox is not the only Salesian priest accused of sexual abuse at Rupertswood.
I can't even recall now how many times it happened, but he wrecked me really, because it's sort of affected me all my life to some degree.
Mike Scull says he was repeatedly abused by Father John Ayres while at the school.
He raped you?
Yes, yeah. Yeah. If it wasn't with his... Yeah, he raped me. A few times he pinned me to the bed. A lot of these guys wrecked.
Mike Scull took his allegation to the Church through its Towards Healing process.
Wonder where they all are now.
He says the Church told him Father Ayres was in Samoa and could not be questioned by police.
His Ayres here. I was running late for my 5th mediation, and I rang and told them that I'm running late. And I said, well, look, if he's going to a meeting about Ayres, please stop him. And she said, oh, Father Ayres, well, do you want to talk to Ayres? I can see him in the garden here. I exploded. I questioned her for a moment because I couldn't believe it. And then I established, yes, he was there and he'd been there.
So you were going to a Towards Healing meeting to talk about bringing Father Ayres back from Samoa, and he was in Australia with the Salesians the whole time?
Yeah, all the time. Just lies, start to finish. Yeah, how can you deal with that? You just can't.
Father Ayres avoided ever facing Mike Scull in court. He died a few months ago. But Mike Scull did get a $45,000 payout from Towards Healing.
The money at the end was just an insult. You got a pedophile that you know about, you do something about it. Doesn't matter who you are. Someone's got to protect kids. Someone's got to. It's not these blokes, they don't care. It's very simple.
Julian Fox has evaded Luke Quilligan by staying overseas and outliving him.
If a pedophile's recognised and he won't face the truth, there's something to hide. If they come out and face the truth and they prove themselves innocent, well and good. We can't hang somebody who's innocent, but these guys won't even come and tell the truth and face the truth. There's people lining up. Something's wrong.
Police are currently investigating more allegations against Julian Fox. In an account remarkably similar to Luke Quilligan's, Brian Stevenson alleges he was also raped over Julian Fox's desk while a student at Rupertswood in 1980.
Father Fox called me in, said to me, "Oh, you know the story," so dropped me dax. Same old, like he just dropped dax and belt with the pool cue, and next thing I know, his penis was in my arse. I don't really know how else to put it. I didn't have the faintest idea what was going on. I just, as I say, I just sort of assumed in my head, okay, this is the next level of punishment.
Julian Fox firmly denies this allegation.
Imagine that an allegation was made against a diplomat of the Australian government in Fiji, in Thailand, wherever. My expectation is that that diplomat would be ordered to return to Australia. He would be suspended while that investigation took place. The police would be called in, and that he would not be allowed to return to his diplomatic duties unless and until he was cleared of those allegations. That is a reasonable expectation the Australian people would have of the Australian government.
A confidential letter obtained by FourCorners suggests that the power of Rome has already overruled attempts by Australia's Salesian leaders to bring Father Fox home. Written by the former head of the Salesians in Australia, Father Ian Murdoch, to his boss in Rome, it shows the order thought just moving Julian Fox elsewhere was a solution to the abuse allegations.
Unexpectedly, I was asked whether it would be an acceptable solution to transfer Father Julian Fox to another province. I regarded this as totally unacceptable.
He goes on to say that
the only thing that can ever dispel these allegations is to be prepared to face his accusers and maintain his innocence, as Archbishop, now Cardinal Pell, had done here in Australia.
in the past, Cardinal Pell himself has faced allegations of sexual abuse, which were not upheld by a church investigation. He also says Julian Fox should face his accusers.
I don't know his story, I don't know his side of the story, but if there's credible evidence against a church figure, that person should return to face the music.
As you've seen tonight, the cost of accused priests not facing the music is far too great. The link between child sex abuse and premature death is only just beginning to be understood.